Showtime, boys.
Just let it out.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. Mason Knight, joined here with Cash Krause and Michael Falk.
What up?
We are back again, boys. But this time it's late at night instead of,
Early in the morning. Or noon, I guess. Wasn't real early.
Yeah. It's early for me. When
Yeah,
you stay
it
up
was
till
early.
5 or 6 in the morning, that's
was
early for me,
you,
man.
yeah.
I was running off 4 hours of sleep, so.
Don't be a bitch.
So we actually picked this movie last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one just made
The cut.
the deadline.
Yeah, it did.
It just
Only because we're
squeaked
meeting
in.
up on Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is true. So we went and saw this in theaters. Me and you saw it together, Mike. When did we see it?
We saw
last
it,
night, right?
Yeah, last night at 10:40.
And actually, we had got word from Cash via text that this would be one of the movies we have to review.
Yes.
So you, and we all know Cash Krause is a super sci-fi
Yes.
guy.
Absolutely.
So
This one movie is the big surprise of the year, I'm saying.
I'm
was
real
shocked.
serious to see your score at the end. I almost
Yeah.
can't wait until the end of this podcast just to hear
Well,
it.
you're going to have to.
I'm going to have to, you're right.
But yeah, I was very surprised by this movie because this is a movie that obviously we weren't even going to do it.
No, we weren't.
I mean,
No.
We watched the previews and we said it looked interesting.
yeah, we all,
but-
yeah.
And we were
I
all
knew that I
praying
was
to
gonna
God
see
that it was going to get good reviews on Rotten Tomato.
which it did.
It did. Got very good reviews.
Which I was shocked because I did not think it was going to get because it was like, no one was talking about it or whatever. It
no,
wasn't-
no one talked
yeah.
about this movie. It was very
It was-
surprising.
and it's very small and didn't have a very big budget either.
Yeah, I was just about to look at the budget.
Hey, it's not on there. I couldn't find it.
Oh, no.
Well, I know it was small.
Yeah, small budget.
Yeah, I know it was very small. I know the guy who wrote it was the guy who wrote
Dazed and Confused and...
what?
Nope.
No, that's the
wrong
director.
movie. That's
Movie.
Richard Lee. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the wrong movie. It is, yeah.
I'm like,
Saw and Insidious
yeah, I'm like,
horror
whoa,
movies. Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
Linklater wrote this movie.
No,
he's been
that's
everywhere.
Just doing everything
He's
this
been
weekend,
everywhere,
yeah.
But yeah, the guy who wrote Saw's also was a small budget too. But I don't know.
And then they've made 12 of them since.
Yeah, and I
One
couldn't
better
tell you
than
what-
the
I
other.
couldn't
The
tell
next
you
one
what
better
happened.
and better. It just keeps getting better
I
and
couldn't
better.
tell
in
you
that
what happens
franchise.
after the first one.
Man.
But, I don't think it's the same guy still writing all 12 of those.
No, I don't think so either.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just super surprised. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. What do you guys think about it?
Well, I freaking love this movie first and foremost. This
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
This was so cool. The choreography in this film was surpassed a lot, and it was, I don't know, how did they shoot that? How do you think they shot that? Did they speed it up or something?
It had to have been him.
It was just so technical.
I know, and the big part. I know the camera work, the cinematography we talk about a lot, but
Yeah.
this movie definitely did not feel like it was shot on a small budget.
No, it didn't.
Because I know when, like, the part when he's like flipping or tumbling or whatever, and
Yeah.
the camera's like following him or whatever. He must have, I don't know, he must have been on some kind of rotating stage or something. But yeah, the camera work was crazy. It was. I mean, it really
dope.
got you into it. Like you felt you were there. or
Yeah, it
whatever.
did. It made you feel right. You were right in it.
Yeah.
How about all the special effects on this low budget are amazing? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see anything that stood out like, oh, that looks like shit.
And
Nothing. And I've seen multi-million-dollar, $100 million movies that their special effects are shit.
Yeah, and the world that they built was very well built. I mean, because it's a futuristic world,
Right.
which to me they didn't show at all in the trailer or anything. And this was a movie that I didn't know even take place in the future, although I knew it was.
You get a glimpse of one of the cars that makes you think that it's possibly futuristic or...
Yeah, but then
I
again,
like how they tackled the big problems of like what we think we may face in the future.
Yeah,
like people being able to hack your
and
cars
it
stuff.
seemed very realistic to me the way everything was ran by drones and everything, but it didn't seem.
How the police are using them.
Yeah, it didn't
you
seem
know?
very far off or very unrealistic like some sci-fi movies do, where
Yeah.
it's just the technology is crazy. It just seemed very, very real to me. But yeah, I mean the world that they built, and nothing looked faked or low budget to me in this at all. I thought
No.
they did a really well job. Even showing the drones, I'm sure were all CGI or whatever. But yeah, I was shocked by this movie. I was shocked by how good of reviews that I was getting. That's what I knew I had to go see it.
So are we going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about this?
It freaking freaks me out, man.
The uncanny similarity to Tom Hardy. Anyone else? No, you don't see it?
I've seen this guy. I don't know. I've seen this guy in a ton of other movies, so I guess I can always.
Well, so
he
have
does.
but I mean,
he does look a lot like Tom Hardy. He looks, I don't know, a skinnier version of Tom Hardy.
To me, it's surprising that they're not related. That's how much they look alike. Like, they don't entirely look like the same person when you see them side by side, but they definitely look like they should be related in some form.
They have similarities.
Yeah.
They're very similar looking. Although I don't think this guy isn't ranked in the league of Tom Hardy.
No.
No.
I mean,
Though he did play a superhero. Well, a supervillain, I should say. Just like Tom Hardy did. But played Shocker in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Homecoming.
oh yeah.
Yep.
The big part of
Big
Shocker.
reveal, yeah. The huge Shocker.
Yeah, the big part of.
Big role.
Yeah, this guy hasn't been in very many good stuff. This guy.
Yeah, no.
He hasn't. I don't know if you can go back to his filmography, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
he
he's
can.
been
Well,
in.
I mean,
Prometheus, too, I saw.
Last two, pretty good. I mean, this one and Spider-Man Homecoming. Those
How'd you
both
guys like
really
that
good
M. Night
movies.
Shyamalan Devil movie?
I actually liked that movie.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was
You were a
alright.
fan of it at the end?
I was, and even knowing it was M. Night Shyamalan, even knowing the big twist was coming.
Oh, yeah. There always is one. Did you guys see that latest one? Split?
Yeah, I liked Split. I like Split. a
Yeah,
lot.
but man, they could have done less than what, the 27 different personalities.
Yeah,
they could have
obviously-
stuck to like
obviously,
3 or 4.
yeah, for sure.
You know, I thought it was a little out there.
Yeah, but I thought James McAvoy did an amazing job of portraying.
Oh, for
all
sure.
Those separate,
Yes.
even though we didn't. I don't think we ever.
Great
got,
actor.
I don't know if we ever got to see all 26 or.
No, we
wasn't
did
there
not.
Wasn't there more than that? I swear.
Yeah,
there
there was a ton. There was like it was.
But he
preposterous.
only ever did like 5.
Thank God.
Main ones. or
Could you
whatever,
imagine
yeah.
trying to do 27 different characters?
Yeah, I'm sure he could. I mean,
Probably could have. Yeah. Would have took some time though.
yeah.
Nonetheless.
But yeah, everything this guy's in, I don't know, hasn't been great. What? Oh, besides Spider-Man, but he did not have a big part in Spider-Man.
No,
Homecoming
not really.
at all.
But I think he will in the future with it. He's a pretty main
Even though he died,
villain. He didn't die, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he died in it.
When the fuck did he
he
die?
gets evaporated.
Evaporated. Yeah.
yeah.
By that gun, he was like, "Whoops."
Yeah.
That was him? I thought that was a different guy.
Yeah, and then the other guy becomes Shocker. And he
Shocker.
even says it. He's like,
Oh,
he's like, I
yeah.
guess you're Shocker now, or something
I
like
remember
that.
that. Yeah, that's why I thought that Shocker was still...
Yeah,
Because there will be a Shocker, it just won't be this guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say he's probably not gonna have a larger
Yeah.
role in the upcoming universe.
Probably not. No.
But yeah, let's get back to this. So what do you think about it, Michael?
Honestly, Cash, I was very disappointed that this was not marketed better because this was fucking amazing.
Oh, you threw us off there for a minute,
I
Mike.
don't know why you're trying to trick us.
Yeah, you're trying to trick us. You're trying to pull an M. Night Shyamalan
Yeah,
thing.
That's right.
A roller
Well,
coaster.
have
on
to
wheels.
twist.
podcast. There we go.
Yeah, but I agree. This movie, they did not do this movie justice. And this movie premiered at Southwest, and I didn't hear about it then either. I didn't hear about people
I didn't hear
going off
hardly anything
yeah.
about this movie until the week before.
I only saw one trailer for it. And that's the only reason I saw it is because I didn't have any other interest in seeing any more.
Any
trailers.
other movies, yeah.
Just because going in, or what I thought it was just gonna be a super generic kind of RoboCop movie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely what I thought going into it. But
and I
that's-
don't want to talk about like the end or anything yet, but man, this movie was solid because of the ending as well.
Yeah.
Everything about this. Should we talk about kind of the premise of this film a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, as far as like everyone being it was a futuristic movie, obviously, but they had like everyone in this society had
Implants.
implants.
Yeah.
Yeah, technological implants.
I know.
And this guy was like living like the version of a, what are they called? People who don't use anything. Amish. like a modern day version of an Amish person.
Yeah, he
where
just
he didn't use
didn't
any
like-
technology or anything. He didn't like it.
Which is always weird to me, and when I see it.
Yeah, it's very weird. None of that, but his wife or girlfriend.
And it's a common thing
Yeah.
in like future movies where like the main guy like refuses to use. What was that?
Yeah, he
what was the
refuses
other
to
one
conform.
with Paul Rudd, where the guy was literally
Yes,
Amish?
a mute.
Mute.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So kind of the same premise, just a little bit there.
Yeah, this
Actually,
was
totally
a
different.
lot
This was
better.
A lot better, yes.
Well,
It's
bound
executed.
ahead.
For
Yeah.
sure, without a doubt.
Execution was
Yeah.
way better in this one for sure than Mute. But yeah, so yeah, does it say what year it's in?
I don't think
Does
it
it ever-
I
ever.
think it ever showed the.
I don't think it
year.
ever showed the year either,
It's
which I
a-
kind of like too, because it
Yeah.
doesn't give you. We have no idea.
Yeah,
just in the future.
exactly.
Could
But
even be an
yeah.
alternative universe.
But it seemed like it was a not so distant future or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't seem out of place. But yeah, so everyone.
Yeah, because some people were still driving cars, and it had to have been early enough where he was collecting classic cars.
Yeah, and he
You know. Mm-hmm.
he drove a gas car and so did another cop did, so it can't be that far.
Too far in the
Yeah.
future, where it's out of.
Yeah. But it's far enough where like everyone kind of has like they're starting to get like upgraded or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to become like the new evolution of man or whatever.
Right.
Is everyone's getting these I guess mods. I guess like one guy has a gun in his hand, like a gun in
Like
his
guys
arm.
have guns. in
Like an
their
Iron Man
Which
kind of thing.
Yeah, which going in, I would have thought that would be so dumb.
Dumb.
And even seeing the trailer, I thought it was dumb. But I thought it was well executed here, where it was believable. to
Believable,
me.
yeah, as weird as that is, yes. I had the same feelings going in. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't know, hand in the or a gun in the hand.
Even the
Ah.
part where we get to like stim and he's like, "Oh, look at this" or whatever. He's got he doesn't have a gun. And I was like, "Oh, how'd they not notice that?"
Yeah, yeah.
But still, but the way they like zoomed in on it and showed like him loading it and stuff.
Right.
I think showing that extra detail makes that a little more realistic.
Yeah,
where he
for
doesn't
sure.
have like unlimited gun ammo or
Yeah.
whatever. He's not just he's actually shooting
They
bullets.
didn't overuse them in this movie either. Like
No, oh, no,
there's only
definitely not, yeah.
a few scenes where somebody's actually using it to shoot.
Yeah, exactly, and that probably is a big part of it being, or me being more open to it or whatever. Where it's like not everyone had a fucking handgun or whatever it's called, but yeah, I think that it seemed a lot more real. And it when it shows it or whatever, it looked graphic, and this movie is fucking graphic.
Oh yeah.
Which
Very
is
graphic,
another
yeah.
thing that it's like
Not
it's
really
like a
expecting.
Tarantino movie. Yeah,
It is.
Does not shy away from violence and gore, that's for sure.
No, and I fucking love it.
Yes, thank you. I really enjoyed that.
Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
appreciated it more.
Well,
than
this is
anything.
what I want in a summer blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
Just a lot of violence, a lot of great fight scenes, and this movie has a lot of great fight scenes.
You know what I really appreciated about this movie too is the fact that they steered clear away from your standard trope revenge film.
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt like this was it was definitely an original idea, but they took it a complete different way than I expected. The
Same,
whole movie,
yeah,
it
same.
wasn't just about this guy getting revenge. They added the sci-fi element to it, which just totally kicked ass for me.
Yeah.
Like, I loved how they told the story.
And I agree, it was very unexpected to me where they went with it and everything. Where I thought it was just going to be like a simple revenge story,
Yeah.
but it got complicated, and then I thought it had a really, really good payoff at the end. Where the whole time I was thinking, when he gets stim or whatever, I'm like, man, can this thing be good? Or
Yeah.
because I honestly thought that it was just going to be like him being like a superhero or whatever.
Yeah, and just in control of
Yeah.
this thing in his body. That's the same thing
And
I
him
thought.
just going and finding everyone and it being a big mystery, but that's not it at all.
No.
it's I don't know, but I was really surprised by the way they took it and everything.
Yeah.
It ends up being like this eagle eye, like 2001 Space Odyssey thing where it's like the computer going against you.
Yeah.
and that always scares the shit out of me. I've seen Terminator too many times. I know how that ends.
It never ends well.
My first
Not for the
thought
humans.
anytime anybody talks about AI is Skynet.
But I gotta say, I'm always against getting computer chips or whatever, and everyone's implanted. But if it does this, if it makes me a super fucking human, I might be okay with it. I might be the first fucking one in line to get this implant. But yeah, what else did you guys enjoy about it.
Well, we should probably talk about Gray and how he undergoes that, or what happened to his girlfriend, the whole premise of the actual movie. So obviously they're driving together in her like futuristic car that drives itself. Of course.
Those things are always fucking wrecking.
Oh, yeah. And it gets hacked.
Yeah.
And obviously the accident ensues. They're both okay. They get out of the car, but then this group of guys shows up, shoots her, and paralyzes him.
Mm-hmm.
And
how miserable would that be? Your girlfriend dies in front of you, and you're paralyzed from the neck down.
And he gets shot in the back with like
this taser thing.
It's a surgical tool or whatever. It's like he ends up
brutal.
saying that, but it just severs the spine. Yeah, I want to talk about. I thought the bad guy in this movie was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the people that were in this were really good for being unknown.
For being
people.
unknown, yeah.
The main guy is the most known person, but I didn't know anyone else. I thought he was awesome. I thought the main like genius kid or whatever did a really good job. The kid who invented STEM and whatnot, but yeah, I thought the bad guy did awesome. Man, he was pretty freaky. Mm-hmm. He was
I hate when they
unexpected.
list it. I hate when they list
right
this.
there.
Fisk was good.
That's the bad
Yeah,
guy.
that's
The bad guy. Yeah.
Which,
I like that technology that he had in his eyeball.
As soon as they said
Fisk, I
Fisk,
was
I'm
like,
like,
Daredevil?
Is this
That's
connecting?
what I thought too. Wilson Fisk. I was like, oh, yep.
Yeah, I'm like, no
Here
way.
we go.
Is this connecting the Daredevil? Yeah, but this guy, I thought did fucking amazing.
Side note, I did not know he was in Hacksaw Ridge. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Fucking
it's pretty
brilliant.
good, yeah.
Brilliant movie. Mel Gibson, good shit.
But that's what I mean. This guy, obviously, in this, he played like a soldier or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
But that's as soon as I saw him, that's why I thought of him as like a soldier.
Yeah.
He just gives off that
vibe.
that vibe or whatever. But he's pretty freaky too, and they had a great fucking fight scene.
Yeah,
He
they
was
did.
very freaky.
Man,
I like the technology in him too, being able to see, because they're all under that Cobalt company,
Yeah.
right, with all the technology, and they're able, like when he got done and he killed him, he went and looked through his eyeball, and saw everything that he saw. Like,
And
that was
I
cool.
really like their whole dynamic of how he wasn't just the generic gun for hire or whatever, and how he kind of thought this whole thing of him and his friends or whatever being like the next step in the evolution or whatever,
Yeah.
and how they're better than everyone else now, which, I mean, technically they were better than everyone.
were.
They had guns implanted in their hands. But I really
guy killed a dude
like
with a
that.
sneeze.
The sneeze part I really liked.
That was cool.
I just thought this guy is such a fucking badass. Yeah, that he's
He can kill someone with a sneeze. Not too many people can claim that.
because in that scene, when the bartender pulls the gun or whatever, like he isn't phased by it.
No.
At all. He knows he's got fucking nanobots in his sneeze. Why would you be scared? But
You'd be the most confident motherfucker walking around if you knew you could kill someone with a sneeze.
Yeah.
You understand?
well, right when that happened, I'm like, okay, well, how the fuck is he gonna stop that?
Yeah.
How's he gonna stop?
Yeah.
this?
How is anyone going to stop that? Yeah.
But they end up, giving it a good reason of how he can't stop that or whatever, with Stim later telling him not to let him sneeze or whatever. So he keeps punching him in the mouth. The fight choreography in this movie was
just brilliant.
Yeah,
The whole thing.
It was almost like something I have never seen before.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so fast moving,
so technical too. Just pop, pop, pop.
and
pop.
again, where I thought it was gonna be like, oh well, this is gonna be kind of cheesy because the trailer kind of made it seem like he was just that Superman type or whatever, but he played it off really well, where he was like really scared of what was going on the entire time.
And he didn't know what he was doing while also doing that as an actor.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's so easy to end up looking cheesy on screen, him, because he's actually fighting, nobody's actually controlling his body. But the look on his face, you totally believe that he wasn't the one moving his limbs.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And I'm very curious about that. I'm wondering how they shot that, because that would have to be very hard to do, like full speed. I
Super
wonder if they
hard to
sped
do.
up the lower half of his body and slowed down the
It's
face.
sped up.
normal
For
Probably,
speed.
it's always sped up
Yeah.
for fight scenes. Yeah.
Right.
But still, it still looked, and like you said, his face movements where he was like in shock the whole time and like really scared, but he's
Especially
still,
the first time. It was so funny.
That first scene is exactly.
He's like,
what I
he's
thought.
got a knife.
Yeah,
He's just defending it the
and
whole
he's like,
time.
"Stay down,
Yeah.
man, stay down." He doesn't want to
He's
hurt
like,
him.
stay down, don't get up.
And I love the part. I was the only one that laughed out loud in the theater. But when he's like just smashing stuff over his head and he keeps grabbing.
Oh,
it,
yeah,
yeah. And his face is just like he's like no. But
He's grossed out by the whole thing too, of like
Yeah.
beating the shit out of someone.
and then he fucking almost takes that guy's head off.
Yeah. Well,
Which
he
I-
did take someone's head off later on.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
That was crazy.
This movie is fucking
One of my favorite parts. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I really that first fight scene just set the fucking tone for the
Yeah, it
entire
did.
movie. That man.
And he was like, "Hey, what did he say to Stem?" He was like, "End it" or something like that. And then he goes,
Yeah.
just fucking
Something
takes
like
that wire through his jaw.
Yeah. But I love the part where he's like, I need permission or whatever. I
Yeah.
need permission. He's
Yeah,
like,
to
you
take
have
over your
permission,
body.
and then he just flies up. Yeah, that.
Crazy.
But like you're saying that you could see there was a difference from when he was to when Stem was moving him or whatever, where he kind of looked more robotic. And like you're saying, that would have definitely been easy to look super fucking cheesy.
Well, yeah. Anytime,
and dumb,
anything.
but they pulled it off really well. I
Yeah.
thought with him like moving a little more robotic when Stem's taking over or whatever. But yeah, that could have definitely looked really fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
it ended up looking pretty good.
And then he goes to the Old Bones. After he's done killing that guy, he goes to that Old Bones bar. How'd you guys like that set design for that bar?
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was unique. It was different for sure.
Yeah.
I liked it too. I liked how they kept it somewhat futuristic, but somewhat it still
It was
was
a
like
good mix.
1980s
Yeah.
or whatever. Where like it was these group of people that were kind of anti-technology, I guess, or I guess they were off the grid, weren't they?
Right.
Were
Off
they?
the grid.
Yeah.
Underground.
Yeah, but I thought that
And he
scene
shows
was
up
really
as a
funny.
quadriplegic in the
That was-
wheelchair.
I thought it was really funny when he like rolled up to the bar and
Yeah.
like his wheelchair and asked that guy to hold his drink.
That was so funny. Yeah, he's like, here, take it.
And then it turns into a crazy fight scene.
Yeah.
Where they all
well, they
take
took
him.
him out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
took him in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
took
the
him in back.
bathroom that's
All
empty
bloodied
shell
up.
casings are all over the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, I know. Like
Say a few hundred people died back there, from my understanding. Good thing they got a good drainage system in that shower.
Yeah, but that scene is awesome when he's fighting him, where he kills those guys obviously pretty quick. But the scene where he has to torture him,
Yeah.
but then
fucking
he
carves up his face.
and he can't do it, so he has Stem to just take
do it.
over.
Yeah, and he's closing his eyes the whole time. He's
That's-
like, stop. He
That's
just kept going.
That's the first scene where I started thinking, okay, something's
Yeah.
wrong with this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Like immediately, the first thing I thought when it went online, he started talking. I'm like, okay, well this could definitely be bad. And there,
It could be an
whenever
issue.
you have an AI, it never
goes right,
it never
no.
goes right. But throughout the movie, I started thinking, oh right, maybe he's just gonna be that superhero or whatever, and they're just gonna, live out their life together
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But then, as it goes on, you start to thinking, oh, this guy's kind of, crazy. Because then you start pulling it all together, like, oh, he just wants to kill everyone,
Right.
Like, yeah, like he's just.
well, and
going through
that
people.
was a creepy thing for me when that scene first started, because I was just like, wow, they're kind of taking this a dark way, but isn't he supposed to be a good guy?
Yeah, and
So even at that point, I had not seen that like you had.
Yeah.
I had thought maybe, but I never thought they were going to go that way with it.
And even at that scene where he's like torturing the guy and he's like, stop, Stem, stop. And he just keeps going, keeps going. That's where you kind of get where like, okay, well, maybe he's not
Yeah.
completely in
The
control
dark
anymore
possession
or
side of
whatever.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
the
when you-
stem thing.
And then they go to the hacker chick, right? Where they're all the people are hooked up to VR or whatever. That's the
Which was a
future.
very Ready Player One-esque, because she
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
it's
a
better in
little bit.
VR than it is in the actual world. And
But
I
a
go, wow.
very more realistic
yes.
approach to it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or I thought the Ready Player One, the book had more of that kind of feel. or
Which we
whatever.
actually talked about last
Yeah.
podcast, yeah.
But that was definitely a way more lurid, where everyone was hooked up to an IV or whatever, and they're just kind of
Living out their fantasies.
just
via
dying.
VR
Yeah, and then
in some
eventually getting
abandoned
back.
warehouse.
Yeah.
And no one cared.
Or they're all hooked up for days or months or whatever.
crazy.
Yeah. But I really like that scene where she has to hack in there, and like, again, that's a scene where Stem, he's like knowing that what's his name's gonna hack into Aaron, yeah. He's got to write all this shit on his arm
Yeah.
or whatever.
I love that point when Gray was, and I don't remember what scene exactly, but he's like, how am I supposed to clean up all of my fingerprints? And she said, I kept a track of all of them.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, geez, this thing's smart.
When he said that, that's that part where I was like, oh, well, he's supposed to be like a super fucking hero where he can go do anything and
Right.
never get caught or whatever. But, yeah, that's pretty much as far as it goes. Because, well, after that scene, he's like, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
That's when Stim has to carry on. Stim
Yeah.
wants to do, yeah, Stim obviously had a plan. But,
Well, because Aaron was trying to shut him down in that warehouse.
yeah.
Because he only had 10 minutes. That's why he went and saw that hacker.
Yeah. But isn't that crazy? That just makes the ending, that much crazier where Stim had that planned out the entire time.
Oh, gosh,
Every single
nuts.
thing.
Every step had it planned out.
Yeah.
But that AI is a lot smarter than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, he knew all the moves
dangerous.
and everything. But yeah. That scene after where she hacks him or whatever and takes off that's the scene where he's running from the gun arm guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 That-
And
And that was a good fucking scene.
yeah.
God, yeah, it was.
Man,
Sure,
that was a good scene.
Use that on dude's arm to blow his face off.
High five to the face, blows his head up. Yeah. Man, that was brutal too. Showed the whole thing.
Showed the whole
Yeah.
thing, the head explosion,
Yeah.
and then even afterwards, too, when his partner found
And
him.
as far as
Fisk.
movie head explosions go, which I've seen
Oh.
a lot of them, that one's up there.
Top notch.
That one looked
that was-
Rating
there.
from 1 to 10, boys, how do you give the head explosion?
That's a 9.
I'd give it a solid 9.
that's a
yeah.
9 on
That's
mine.
For sure.
definitely a 9.
Yep.
I've seen real heads explode. Been on the
Okay.
the dark web.
Yep,
and
dark web.
That's as close as it gets.
I see.
It's pretty close.
But one of the coolest parts happens for me anyway. Right before that, when Fisk notices those two agents coming up the elevator with the X-ray vision.
Yeah.
and he shoots them through the wall right before the elevator actually comes up to his floor.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 3 different times in this movie where 2 agents died? Because remember when Gray walks out, he goes pop, pop, shoots 2 of them in the head?
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of agents die in this movie. It's kind of sad. They're just doing their job. They got a family at home and just get shot in the head by some
They're always
AI.
bad people.
Yeah, they're always are.
They're always
Yeah.
bad people.
Never
crooked,
good.
crooked, all the time. A part we didn't talk about a lot, but I thought the detective lady did really good.
Yeah.
Did a pretty good job of her part, but not being generic or whatever.
And that's true, too. We haven't talked about the detective much. That was another good side story of this film.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah,
where
and it
she
worked
was
out,
kind of
yeah.
trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Why was his wheelchair? Why was he around all these scenes right before they all died?
I know, and
Yeah.
again, you're thinking her way. You have to be thinking, well, she must be thinking she's insane. Like this
Oh, of course.
paraplegic,
Yeah, a quadriplegic guy
is
is
leaving a trail of bodies. Like no one is gonna believe that.
not
But,
a soul.
Yeah. Again, but that was the whole thing of Stim. Stim knew that or whatever,
Yeah.
and he was obviously using that.
To his advantage,
To his
for sure.
advantage, yeah.
Yeah, because she even tried to type in his name as a suspect, and it wouldn't let her on the computer. It said unable to because he was quadriplegic. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did a I don't know, I guess an algorithm or something.
Yeah.
Which answered the question, though, so we weren't like, okay, why didn't she ever tell any of the cops this? Or, it actually answered that question pretty simply, too.
Yeah, because anyone would have thought she was insane or whatever, and no one would have believed that.
No one.
I was surprised that she followed up that much with it.
I know.
Well, yeah,
Good detective.
Is there like totally different rules in this future? Because you can't just go into somebody's house and plant a bug for no reason. But
That's
she
very
did.
true, yeah. This must be
And
an alternative
technically,
universe.
all that she heard would not be evidence against him in a court.
Yeah,
of
but
law.
again, it was all analog, so no one could have ever tracked it or
Yep.
known. And I think at that point, it was just like she wanted to know.
Yeah, she wanted
just
answers.
wanted to know, yeah. Because we didn't talk about it, but in this like future, whatever, like police work is all done by like drones and
Yeah.
computer or whatever. And what makes this detective special
right.
is she does
She
it
still
all
gets her hands
analog. Yeah,
dirty.
yeah.
Yep.
She still has a gas car and takes pictures and
That
knocks
was
on
nice too
doors.
to see two people run away. We didn't see a futuristic car scene. We saw 2 gas cars
Yeah.
in a speed
I'm sure
chase.
that was pretty convenient for the budget.
Very convenient.
that
Absolutely.
she just happened to drive a 2008 Toyota Camry
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But
Those futuristic cars look really good though. I liked them. I like the inside, how much room there was in them.
Yeah,
Man, I started getting some ideas. Like Tesla, get on it.
they're trying.
They're trying.
They're trying.
Oh, I know
Crashing.
they are. They're trying like hell. We'll get it. 2030, mark my
I
words.
look forward to it.
They're going to go back 12 years from now on this podcast and go, God damn, that Mason Knight guy. He knew what he was talking about. 2030 is the year.
2030. I'm saying it's way before 2030.
No, you're getting your hopes up. We all thought that back in 1986 or 85. Back to the future.
Google's
in
doing it.
2015, we're going to have flying
Tesla's-
cars. Get out.
We're never gonna have flying cars.
No.
Well, I mean, we could. But why would we?
I mean, we have the technology.
Right.
Aliens gave us the technology
Well-
long ago.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
Elon's trying to make underground tunnels in L.A.
Yeah,
It's
for,
insane that they're
super
giving him
speed
that.
trains or
Yeah,
some
for
shit.
hyperloops, which they have in other places already.
Well, he's trying to do it with cars, though. Try to get you there like 5 times faster.
No, he wants a hyperloop put in.
No, I know that. There's other shit he's doing underground, too. There's a lot of stuff he's
What's he
doing.
I
under
love
there?
how everybody
Always.
just kind of lets him do
whatever the hell he wants. He's like one of the
he's the
few
smartest
people-
guy in the world.
Yeah,
Just let him
just let him
fucking
do
do
it.
it.
Anyone else would have to go through 20 years of paperwork and shit. And they're like,
Well,
oh,
he's-
Elon Musk? Let him do it.
He's single-handedly saving the Earth,
He
or
is,
he's
yeah.
single-handedly
Yeah.
getting us off the Earth.
One or the other.
At this point, you just have to let him. I mean, he will be president of Mars someday.
He will be.
Yeah.
He wants to go there before he dies.
Oh, he will. I have no. He'll end up just going
but that's
one day.
quite
One
the
of these
journey.
rocket
Yeah.
launches, he'll be like, "Oh, on this one I'm going on," and then we're like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. He already sent his car up there.
Oh, he did. With an astronaut.
Yeah, I told you my.
And who knows? That could have been a dead body up there, boys.
I told you my theory of him just moving all of his shit up to Mars. He's gonna move his car, and then next he's gonna launch his couch and his TV and all that. He's just slowly moving
One
all of
launch
his,
after another, yes.
He's just slowly moving all of his stuff to Mars. Then he'll be gone one day. We'll never hear about him again.
That's so funny. He's the last to go.
He'll be the first and only one to go.
Yeah, that's very true.
Why would he need the rest of us?
You guys remember hearing that big thing like 2 or 3 years ago? They made like a mini documentary on the internet of how they were going to send these 100 people up.
Yeah,
They did
Yeah.
interviews and stuff with them. Whatever happened to those fucking people? What happened to that whole
Cost him
mission?
fucking
that
money.
was some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been some publicity stunt or something. Pissed me off
was.
because I believed it.
It was some shady company that I had never heard of or whatever. But it was like, because remember, like anyone could apply for it or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
And it
like,
was a
wow,
big
we're
thing
getting
where
some
it was like.
unqualified
it was
people.
a big,
If we're gonna breed on another planet, let's get the best of the best. Can we get the LeBron James?
No, I remember a
You
big.
know what
I remember a
The-
big thing of it was they couldn't have sex, and that was a big thing of the application. Where like, yeah, you couldn't.
You don't want to repop, or you don't want to populate Mars.
Because remember the whole thing was they were just going up there to explore it and do data or whatever, where they couldn't. Because you can't have a kid on Mars without being the first person up there. That's just too difficult.
Yeah, I
You're
guess.
having
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
You're having too much.
Yeah, you have to establish shit before you
Yeah.
can start
Yeah,
doing
there's a
that.
lot on the line there.
But I remember because I was like they interviewed one of like the 100 people who
Mm-hmm.
made it or whatever, and he was just like the biggest nerd. He's like, no, I don't need sex.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I'm good. He's like, there's ways around that, and it was just fucking weird.
Everyone's
Yeah,
just giving him a side eye. What is the
Yeah.
kid talking about again?
yeah. I don't want to be on a ship with that guy. But
Yeah, no.
Fuck no.
Hell no. Yeah, because that's probably a couple year journey.
oh, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, you don't want to be stuck with someone you don't like.
No.
I don't know how we got onto this.
Who knows? It's almost sci-fi though, so it's okay.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
It's real life sci-fi.
yeah. We're almost living the upgraded future.
Right.
Again, you know, that's what this future looked like to me. It looked like it wasn't very far off or whatever, which I just hope. I need it. Everyone should have the right to bear arms in their arms.
Oh wow, that brings. Yeah, I was gonna say that brings a whole new meaning to bear arms.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Just think how much safer the world would be if
Oh, if
everyone,
everyone had guns in their hands?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It'd be easier. It'd be more safe than if everyone had guns
Yes,
on their hips.
yes, yes.
Could you imagine? That's the next step. Let's just everyone have guns in their hands. We'll all be safe.
That's what I asked the NRA.
Yep.
What's one thing safer than everyone
We
having
should
a gun?
petition for the NRA.
Everyone
That's
having a
what
gun?
we should do.
No.
Yep.
They're too
Petition
left
for
wing. The
hands-
NRA's.
Yeah, they are.
They don't want guns
They
in their
don't
hands.
see what our future is. I'm getting all fired up now. Anywho.
Could you imagine doing bullet hands though, but
But
actually
actually shooting,
out of your
that would be a
fingers.
problem. That could be a big
Dope.
problem.
It'd be a
You
problem
just
for me
like,
'cause I do
"Hey,
a lot of-
What's up,
yeah.
buddy?" You know, you do the whole finger gun to your
I
friend.
do a lot
you end
of
up
finger-
killing him. It's not fucking good.
And I do a lot of finger guns.
Yeah, you do.
It's my
I have
thing.
noticed,
It's my
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it'd be a lot of. I couldn't do it.
Be a lot of deaths.
Couldn't do it.
Even with it in your palm, you gotta like be careful around some high fives. Could fuck
High
some
five
shit up.
blow someone's hand off.
Yeah.
That brings a whole new definition of high fives too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of obstacles now. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of it.
I don't think this is the greatest idea.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'd be scary. Holding hands would be a problem.
Right.
Jerking it, you could
Oh.
shoot off your dick.
Awful.
You'd have to use your other hand for sure.
Yeah, but then you couldn't get guns in both hands, and that's
Nope.
what I wanted.
Yeah, you went double shotguns, right?
I want to have to be up and close with the guy,
man.
touching him almost. All right. What about this movie? Did you guys like? The choreography was amazing. The cinematography, unbelievable. I thought for a movie that I didn't know anything about.
Should we kind of start talking about the end a little bit?
Sure.
Because that's kind of what that's my next like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
That-
ending just blew me away.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
did.
even with us being kind of, even though I feel like we've seen every twist or whatever
Possible,
that
yeah.
I think.
Right. And especially now that we're trying to pay attention to this
Yeah.
stuff more.
And
you
especially
know?
for sci-fi movies where it's hard to come out with a new sci-fi movie and have a twist that surprises people.
Right.
But what this movie did was they didn't build it up like there's going to be some big fucking
Reveal at the end.
reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never built up like that.
Uh-uh.
So you were in surprise. You were surprised that there was even a surprise at the end.
But what was great about this movie, I just realized this. They hinted at the ending. Do you guys remember that for a split second? I need to bring this up because I almost forgot about it. They hinted at him seeing his wife again
Yeah.
very briefly.
Yeah, he said Stim told him it was a bad dream.
Yeah, it was a bad dream.
Yeah.
Yep. God, that was great writing too.
Well, that's what at towards the very end, when you get the reveal, all these things just start
Makes
connecting.
sense.
Where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, well,
Every single
that, and like,
question-
how do you know that? And then he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, okay.
Every single question I had through the entire movie got answered in the last 10 minutes. It was
Exactly, yeah.
incredible.
It wasn't that he was just a supercomputer. It was that he was doing all these
Yeah.
things. That's how he knew. He wasn't like fucking Sherlock Holmes.
no, there was no loose ends in this movie. They tied everything up perfectly and totally different than I've seen
Yeah, and it
a
was
movie do.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know. It was a great AI villain reveal. It was a great AI, where it wasn't like super crazy or anything, where it was still somewhat realistic, but it was like a computer just ran through every fucking possible thing, and he
Yeah.
did exactly where even to him breaking his mind at the end. Where it was like,
Right.
he told him, he's like, no, don't break your mind or whatever. He's like, if you do this. And it was just him getting him to try to do it, to break his mind. It
Yeah,
was like
his
a Black
pupils got
Mirror episode.
super
Yeah,
dilated,
yeah.
and he was just boom, drone.
And at the end, and even at the very end, I'm like, oh, he must have killed himself. Because
Yeah.
where he
Yeah.
shoots, what I thought was going to happen is he shot just the back of his neck or whatever, and he just hit the chip or whatever. So I thought he was just going to be paralyzed
yeah.
again, but he destroyed. But
I thought he killed himself, and that was like heaven. or
Heaven for
whatever.
him.
And then it flashed back to him still standing there. I was like, oh shit! Did not see that coming.
No, neither
yeah.
did I.
And then it's like his voice or whatever, but it's like the stem talking. Yeah, it was
So eerie.
it was a bad ending, but it was ending like
The best ending.
It was the best.
It was the
ending.
best.
It was the best.
I
ending.
love movies that don't always go for like the picture perfect ending.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it wasn't. It was it was a revenge film, but it wasn't. Like that was kind of the setup and the premise, but
No.
by the end of the movie, it's something totally completely different.
Well, spoiler, at the end of the movie, he's, locked in his own head.
Yeah.
But I was fine with it.
So was I, yeah.
I'm like, that was the best possible ending for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get his wife back.
Nope.
He wasn't going to end up walking at the end. I mean, there's no
No.
fucking way he was walking away from this.
Nope.
But, yeah, I was fine with it. And I was fine that Stim was just going to go take over the world now that he has a new body or whatever. Man.
Ray got out better than everyone else because everybody else was dead.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Even the brutal fucking hit. killing the detective. Man, cold-blooded.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I know though.
Well,
But
how about when they killed Aaron because he had that knife stuck in his hand and he just like slaps him
Yeah.
on the side of
just
his face?
slaps him in the face.
in the temple or whatever. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Look,
perfect.
AI doesn't have what we call feelings.
Oh no. Yeah. And that's what you felt.
only
Everything
have
was
procedures.
just calculated.
Yes,
Yeah.
very calculated. God, such a good, well written.
Yeah.
I really want to know who wrote this screenplay and this story because it's just every single thing was answered. This
Oh,
was
yeah.
so good.
And like the biggest question that was going through my head the whole movie and it was bugging the shit out of me is why did this hermit dude want a Firebird? He never leaves the house. He says he never leaves the house, but he wanted a old 70s Firebird for some fucking reason. And it all tied it up in the end that it was Stim working this whole thing.
Yeah. And it was that ending was crazy where it was Stim where even Aaron was being controlled by him at the end. And at the end when he's like
Even those
work,
guys,
he's
for
like, I
a
work
kobold.
for a higher power
Yeah.
now or whatever, where he was just
Yeah.
controlling everything.
And that's who we thought was going to be the bad guy. I mean, Fisk, yes, but Fisk was a part of Aaron, and then I thought Aaron was the bad guy, and
Exactly.
And then Aaron ended up being working for STEM as well, and I was like, oh my god,
it was like
it's all a
reveal
part of it.
after reveal.
Yeah.
Like there was like one surprise where you're like, oh, that's a pretty good surprise. Where it was him just like, oh, he just wanted someone to test his thing, and he knew that he could never get it tested because it does take forever to test or whatever. So that ending was like, oh man, that's crazy. Now
Yeah.
he's gonna kill him or whatever. But then we get the other ending where he's not even the bad guy, where it is like a new god or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's like the new Jesus or of the robots or whatever. But yeah, and it just makes you wonder what's he's gonna go on to do. You know?
Yeah. What's next?
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I don't know, but I am like you said. You want to see who wrote this? I want to definitely see. I hope this guy does a lot more sci-fi films.
As do I.
Because this
Yeah,
was
and
a fucking good
hopefully
one.
his next one gets promoted better because
Oh, he was a writer and director.
everybody should have seen this, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they called this. They're calling this movie an action horror, which I didn't think it was very horror film like.
Well, maybe you could have summed that up based on the ending,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but
maybe,
I didn't
maybe
get the
more
sense of a horror film
thriller.
either.
Maybe
Yeah.
more
No.
thriller. I thought
more of a thriller. Yeah,
Yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah.
thriller.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It's definitely sci-fi. I would have categorized it as
if
sci-fi.
you watched everything but the last 20 minutes or whatever, but you would say, oh, this was a straight up action film,
Yeah.
or an action sci-fi. But that last 20 minutes does, action horror sci-fi,
sci-fi, yeah.
And I didn't think it was horror, but there is some brutal scenes.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
Glad this
I would,
movie got a rated R rating as well.
oh yeah. Well, there was no fucking chance they would have to cut out half the goddamn
Yeah.
movie. But yeah, big surprise.
Sometimes that can really ruin an action film, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it could have potentially ruined this one if it would have been that candy apple combat, where it's like pew pew, you get shot. This was bloody, gory, which I think totally added to this film.
The best thing about this movie is it felt like it was one guy's vision. This film didn't feel like it was pulled together by 50 different
studio?
people.
Yeah.
Or it
Or
just
big wigs getting in the way of it.
it just felt raw, where it felt like he did what he wanted to do, the writer or whatever,
Right.
and it didn't feel like the studio, because I could see a million ways that a studio could have screwed this up, where they could have wanted it to
yeah.
go
Probably
straight
closer to
action.
2 million. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's where they could have, because we've seen it, and we've seen it in sci-fi movies happen all the fucking time too. So yeah, that's what really surprised me. Man, one of my favorite sci-fi films, for sure. This one's. I would go back and see this movie in the theater.
I
Oh,
wish
without a
that this
doubt.
was showing in like the Dolby
Oh,
theaters. That would have been.
Michael,
fucking
when
amazing.
Yeah, I know, it
when
was
me and
kind
you
of
went and
an
watched this movie,
injustice.
dude, that was the thing. My biggest thing that I thought about, and I asked you, remember, I was like, why isn't this playing in a GXL theater? But we've got Deadpool 2 out. You said Avengers is still playing in a theater, and
Solo.
Star Wars, Solo. So
Yeah.
But this deserved to be in that one.
It
for
does.
Sure.
This
This
movie was
deserves
it was
it.
only being played in 2 theaters in Vancouver. It was Cinetopia and one other one. It wasn't playing
really?
at Regal or anything. Yeah.
it's a travesty. This should be played everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Like it really should have been.
And this is a movie that I would love because this movie is beautifully shot, and I would love to see it on a big screen because I went to Cinetopia to see it too. And
Yeah.
they had it in the back.
Yeah,
in
in the
fucking
20 theater. I was
storage
like,
closet.
really?
Yeah.
Storage closet.
One of
That's
the
good.
guys that was
We're gonna
sitting,
start calling it that. Those
One of the-
theaters back there.
one of the guys that was sitting in our theater down below, though, he was having a great time.
God damn, he was. Yeah.
What? Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was having
kept,
fun with
like,
it.
Good.
laughing.
This movie
super
was.
loud
This
and
movie was.
yelling.
Yeah, but he
shit.
was. I didn't think he was being
No.
a dick. I actually kind of found him funny. He was just
It was-
having fun down there, dude. He was like, oh.
He was probably like one of us where he enjoyed it as
He
much
ju-
because I there was parts in this movie where I wanted to cheer and
Yeah.
get up and because I don't know, the fight scenes it's hard to talk about, but the fight scenes really for me it really got you into the fight for how it was choreographed or whatever. It was just really close and gritty. But
And I like too how Gray could not defeat Fisk unless, because Stem was like, I have used all tactical moves. You
Yeah.
have to do something.
He
So we
did
got
get
him
him
with his
emotional.
ego. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
that ego emotional. He got him emotional, and that's how he got him.
And that was kind of that thing where like, even though Stem was a perfect robot or whatever, he still needed
The human element.
He needed him until he didn't need him
Yeah.
anymore until that very
Right.
last scene. Or
But see,
whatever.
that again is good writing because you almost thought, oh, Stem, maybe they're a team. They're some
Exa-
sort of team, and they just threw a curveball.
Yeah, and
Threw a
maybe
fucking
that
curveball
was the
your way.
reason where they kept doing things like that where you never really thought, oh, this thing is a bad robot
Right.
or whatever, because it seemed like they were working together the entire time, when really it was just Stem acting like he needed him.
Scroll down a little bit, Mason.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me see something. Oh, that's dope.
What are you looking at?
Oh, the All or Nothing. That's the Netflix series that is kind of like Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
That I watched the Cowboys on. They're gonna do one on the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team. That's gonna be cool to watch.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, I'm excited for it.
Rugby. I don't know. I've never When's the last time you watched a game of rugby?
I've watched it like twice in my life, but it's cool to watch.
Yeah,
It's
it would be
brutal.
interesting, I guess. Yeah, God, those guys, are
Especially
jacked
behind
to
the scenes
tits.
like that. But this is a movie podcast, not a sports podcast. But I just seen that and I wanted to
Yeah,
make sure that that's what I thought it was.
look at that on the big stage. I didn't realize that many people went to those games.
Oh yeah, that's fucking huge over there.
Damn. Well, boys, should we give a review for this?
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I'm ready for it.
We ready?
Who's first?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh,
Yeah, because you threw us with a last minute text, which I am so glad you did.
Yeah,
Thank you
same.
for that, by the way.
I
so I'm
was-
curious. I'm really curious to hear your score.
I was so happy about this movie. I just had a big old smile walking out of the theater. I was very sad because this is a movie that I went in expecting absolutely nothing and came away with it. Like I said, when I texted you guys, I said that this might be one of the best movies of the year.
Right.
For so far, I mean,
When you texted me that, I was all in. I was like, okay, we're switching it up. Let's do it.
yeah. As far as summer blockbusters go, where they're usually fun or
Yeah.
whatever, but this movie was a lot more than fun. It made you think. It had a crazy twist at the end that there's no way that anyone saw that coming. Or
No.
I mean, it was just too much. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 92.
Whoa.
Yeah. This movie just surprised me. It was just a hidden gem.
Okay.
You want to go?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh, don't fight
yeah.
over it,
That was an
guys.
awkward.
What the fuck?
You guys gonna fight after this?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm super stoked that we ended up reviewing this movie, and I almost went and seen this movie Friday morning, but then at the last minute I got lazy and didn't go. So I'm really glad that you texted us and said that you went and seen it and it deserved to be reviewed on here. And it absolutely blew me away because, like you said, from the one trailer it had, you could totally see how it could end up being this cheesy action fuck up, but it totally blew me away. It answered, the big thing for me is it answered every single thing that I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And what would have ended up me giving it a lower score is if it didn't answer all those, but it answered every single question I had accumulating in my mind during the whole movie. And when's the last time that anything did that, you know? And
especially in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Where you see Prometheus or an alien and you always walk away with 50 more questions than you have.
answers.
Yeah. And this, like we said, this was the absolute perfect ending for this movie.
Yes.
And I enjoyed this movie, and I implore everyone to go see it before it leaves. And it probably won't be in theaters for
Very long.
And apparently it's only in 2 around here, so you better hurry. But if it's somewhere near you, it definitely deserves to be seen.
Yeah.
And I give it a 94.
Wow, good score, boy.
For summer blockbuster, this movie is... summer blockbusters, you know, they're always 70s or in that range, but you never really go in to think that you're going to get something like this.
No.
But, all right, Mason, let's hear it.
Okay. This film wasn't even on our radar. Like, when we started talking about June films, you think of, like, Jurassic World, you think of, just these big but Deadpool 2.
Big budget.
Big budget movies. This one flew under the radar, man. This one was a hidden gem. And that's why I like doing this podcast, because sometimes we hit gold and we don't even know. Like, we have no idea. I mean, I heard nothing about this film up until, maybe a week ago, when you actually might have even texted us the preview for this, or trailer, or talked about it somehow, like a week before. Because I didn't hear anything about this movie. And for me, this movie exceeded all of my expectations. The storyline and the way this film was written was one of my favorite I've ever watched. This is one of my favorite sci-fi films I've seen in probably, God knows how long. For me as well, I gave this a 94%. I loved this movie from start to finish. I will tell everyone about this movie. Everyone who loves movies, I'm going to tell them to go watch this, because I really think this is a good movie for any person who likes any genre of film. Yeah. As long as you can handle, a head explosion, then you're good to go. You're toots and magoots. So, yeah. Again, this movie was brilliant, amazing. I'd love to see more work from this director/writer, which... what's his name? Wannell? What is that?
Wannell, yeah.
Wannell, yeah.
A name that I did not know, but yeah, I'll definitely be paying attention to now.
All around brilliant film. Loved it. So, that's that.
Yeah. So, this is the start of summer blockbusters. Or I guess Avengers was the start of our...
Yeah.
This could be a good run.
Right. I always say that... Okay, so let's do this, boys. Let's categorize our favorite blockbuster, but we got to kind of put superheroes in a different category, because obviously that's going to be...
We could say a bad superhero movie. What if Ant-Man's bad?
Okay,
it's possible.
When's the last time Marvel made a bad film? Please tell me that.
2.
Okay.
That was a long time.
They were going to say
Iron Man 3.
Okay. What was that?
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
All right.
See, they make bad movies.
Okay, in the last 5 years. Not.
I'll have to think about it.
Okay. Well,
X-Men
as
2.
you think about it.
X-Men 3, Last Stand.
God damn it.
That wasn't in the last 5 years.
Yeah, but they're movies, Michael. They are movies.
And that's
any DC movie.
Easy. Wonder Woman was
and
good.
The Last Stand movie is because it wasn't like Marvel, Disney controlling it. It was Sony.
Fox.
That's right. I keep fucking forgetting that they're Fox and the old Spider-Mans were Sony.
But kind of on that note, to confirm, the next Wonder Woman is going to take place in 1984. I know the 80s is going to be
interesting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's no conflict during that time, though,
just
that I'm aware of.
No. I mean,
no real conflict with countries. Like World War I was when she was introduced.
Yeah,
in the first film.
I bet you it'll have something to do with the Cold War.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Cold War. Yeah.
So just imagine that fucking soundtrack, though. That soundtrack is going to be
amazing. Like Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could definitely take place in
throwing
Russia
Blue Monday again.
Man, I can't wait for that. Yeah, and Kristen Wiig.
Cheetah.
We already knew that, though.
Yep.
But 1984. I love the 80s.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I love movies
I love
that
the 80s
portray
as
the 80s,
well.
yeah.
Yes.
Anybody else got any movie news they want to bring up on here? I got something.
What's up?
Whoa.
So, did you guys hear about the... Help me on his last name because I always fuck it up. Jason Momoa, is that right?
Yeah.
He was supposed to...
Are you saluting?
He was...
No, I was trying to hit that bug.
Oh, I thought you were doing a Heil Hitler behind me.
Nah, definitely not. No.
He was supposed to be the lead in the reboot of The Crow, and all the funding for that movie from Sony fell out over the last 4 or 5 days.
Good. I
So
hope
it's
they
not gonna
never.
happen.
I hope they never remake a Crow. Or remake The Crow. I fucking love The Crow. If you guys
Crow's-
haven't seen it.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted...
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
You can't replace him. Irreplaceable. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Lee.
That's the movie that killed him. Well, not
Yeah.
the first one, but...
No, it was.
Was it the first one?
They didn't even finish filming. They had to use scenes from other parts of the movie to finish that.
Isn't
movie.
there a sequel, though? He's not the guy in the
He's
sequel?
not the guy in the sequel, no. I remember a while ago, Mark Wahlberg was attached to make the remake.
Ugh.
What do you mean? This
Thank
guy,
God that
Brandon
didn't
Lee,
happen.
died on set of.
Yeah. That was Bruce Lee's kid.
Yeah, go back.
Oh, yeah, from the gunshot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was based on this one, though.
So that came out in 1994. He died in 1993.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. He died on set. He got shot with a prop gun.
Yep.
That's why they take that shit very seriously. When I was on the set of Green Room, they
Yeah, well, they
all the
took it
time the
super seriously
firearms,
here,
dude.
too, in the
it's
90s.
just
It was just a
they check
freak
it every
accident.
5 minutes.
Yeah. It's the Lee curse.
That's so sad.
Bruce Lee died, yeah. But, yeah, if you haven't seen The Crow, Mason, that's
I have
a movie.
not. No.
Okay. We're picking that one. It's on Netflix.
Look at Michael's fired up right now. He's
Yeah,
mad at you.
he's
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
You haven't watched Tombstone. You haven't watched Crow. Are you fucking
I
kidding
watched
me?
the first 10
Were
minutes.
you
and it was
alive
just-
in the 90s?
No, I wasn't. You guys, how many times are we gonna have this fucking discussion on this podcast?
I just can't wrap my head around
No,
it.
you cannot.
You were born in arguably one of the best eras for television
And you haven't seen
movies.
anything.
I was born in '94. Was I supposed to watch this?
As was I.
infant?
I was
Yeah,
watching.
You
My
can't use
parents.
that as an excuse.
No, my parents put it on in my crib, and even back then, I know this
Oh,
movie's
really?
a winner.
So they put on The Crow. A man brutally murdered comes back to life as an undead avenger of his and his fiance's
Yeah.
murder.
I didn't.
That's
say
what they played for
I
you
didn't
in
say
the
they were
crib.
good parents.
But they did
And
play
my
The Crow for you.
therapist would agree that they're not the best parents, but yeah, they played The Crow for me,
Okay.
and I love it.
We're starting to learn more and more about you as the years go on, Cash.
That's what this podcast is about:
Yeah.
growing, learning,
Yes.
action, drama, fantasy. You love all those.
I
things.
do.
That's-
Yeah.
You love.
I'll have to watch this.
Yeah, we'll have to review it for sure.
Alrighty. Well, any more on Upgraded, boys?
No, that's all I got.
Alrighty.
No trivia, Michael.
On the film,
Yeah.
there was only 3 things, and the most interesting thing is it was filmed in Australia.
I don't think that's very interesting at
Yeah,
all.
so that's why I didn't say anything.
No.
Keep that stuff to yourself next time.
I tried.
After just asking them, you're like, keep that shit to yourself. Alrighty.
All
Well,
right.
until next time.
What's a good STEM sign off? Can anyone do a good robot impression? Here we go.
No.
No. I can't. Nope.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try.
Nothing? Okay,
Nope.
well, adios.